Good evening. Thank you. That was so inspirational. I almost wanted to cry. It's like very emotional. It's beautiful to be so grateful. But yeah, good evening, everyone. My name is Carolyn Yvellez. I'm a founding associate at Carolyn Strategies, a catalytic partner to communities and organizations that take bold action to address climate change. And at Carolyn Strategies, we pilot, test, and scale initiatives related to capacity building, regulatory and policy advocacy, regional governance solutions, coalition building, and stakeholder engagements. Next. So Carolyn Strategies is an advisor to Resilient Cities Catalyst, a global nonprofit that launched the California Resilience Partnership in 2021. The partnership is a public philanthropic effort that creates a new platform for partnerships to build resilience at the regional scale. And the objectives of the partnership are threefold. One is to establish a clear channel for coordination between governments and the philanthropic sector. Two is to build capacity for regional planning across the state through community of resilience practitioners. And three is to create a pipeline for quality shovel-ready projects. So going beyond information sharing and actually creating something that's ready to be implemented at that regional scale. And in June of this year, the state of California signed into legislation a historic budget that included $15 billion to address climate change, $3.7 billion of which would specifically address climate resilience, presenting a once-in-a-generation chance to build long-term resilience throughout the state. However, the details of how the state would allocate and distribute climate resilience funds were unclear. So this summer, Resilient Cities Catalyst, in partnership with Carolyn Strategies, the Local Government Commission, and the San Francisco Estuary Institute, conducted a sequence of stakeholder convenings in order to explore perspectives on funding priorities and distribution models that would maximize the impact of these funds. So based on the outcomes of several engagement forums, conveners identified aligned priorities of hundreds of climate and resilience practitioners across the state. A majority of participants prioritized investments in resilience centers, which are community centers that feature air filtration, cooling, and backup power in the event of a shock. Community capacity building was also identified as a priority area across engagement forums. Participants voiced that local jurisdictions lack adequate internal capacity to apply for funding in the first place. And though participants recognized the need for to fund local and regional adaptation planning efforts, they also emphasized that the link between planning and implementation is critical. Planning funds should result in actionable plans that drive project implementation. In terms of recipients of funding, participants generally agreed that funding should be distributed more or less equally between local jurisdictions, regional collaboratives, and local community-based organizations. Community-based organizations were recognized to often serve as an extension of city staff, especially with regards to providing community engagement services. So taking the lessons learned through this budget alignment exercise, we look forward to initiating an improved and more inclusive stakeholder engagement process across the state in order to improve state agencies and other grant-making institutions' understanding of the capacity of regional organizations, as well as the gaps and opportunities to advance community-driven planning processes and streamline project implementation. The work we also hope will activate and prepare local stakeholders to apply for and secure forthcoming funding from this climate resilience measure. So we're very excited about the future work ahead, and I look forward to answering any questions you may have about the work in the breakout rooms. I also encourage you to check out the California Resilience Partnership or reach out to me directly if you'd like to learn more. Thank you.